Hello everyone and welcome to another stream where we will be working on my game. So a bunch of work has happened during the week, so I want to start with that. First things first, we have materials in this JSON file where we support setting various properties like roughness, metallic, emissive color, and also name that we later use to retrieve these things and assign them to objects. So we have that. We have nice lighting here, if you can notice it. And also we can dig and everything gets updated, and now we don't need to update the terrain over and over. Also, by the way, small things like making a farm here. If I cancel this by pressing right click, it doesn't leak these graphics objects anymore. Same for cleaning. So for example, if we want to clean inside of here, we need first a stockpile somewhere, so let's put here a tiny stockpile. You maybe don't see it, okay. And then we issue the clean command. There's a bit of overlap that I don't super like, but dwarves will start cleaning, and the nice bit is that once this dirt from this position ends here, it disappears from here. There's no more green, right? So a lot of tiny fixes. The one I'm most proud of so far is the light, of course. This guy right here has an emissive property. It's also a bit more metallic, so you can see a little bit of this shine. It's not only from the pixel shader, and also at night it glows. So if I just go into the shader and I cut the light, if I go here and then I cut the sunlight, oops, saving, you see, it actually lights up around. So these are only, it only lights up. Oh, actually this guy should see here. I don't like that this is cutting so rough. This is fine. But this, on the other hand, there is a path to see this light. Now, what you see here is a limitation from the how should I call it? From the Bresenham algorithm that I use, which is not a ray tracing. It's not really true ray tracing, but this could be made with ray tracing, right? So if I build here a campfire in the corner, you should see some more things. Let me actually dig this boy out here. Right, so this is pretty cute. And also this emitting light is nice because this fire here will light up things around it. So we have a little bit of a fairly good base and a lot of bug fixes that has happened this week. Another thing that I made fixes for is the you see the red ones don't allow you to build where it's red, but then the green ones allow you to build. This would be a farm. Actually, this one here shouldn't happen, but I thought I clicked here. So there's a bit of a problem with what we're selecting for these farms. I think now they're going to eat forage area. So anyway, a lot of things are happening. Mainly also these cubes that you see for selection now are not affected by the light. So they're actually having an emissive material. In any case, solving the farms issue and all of that can be done at a later time. I mean, solving where these farms are being placed. I was thinking today, I'm postponing for a while to run. I mean, already this is good. If I, for example, the normals here, if they get a bit calculated by hand, even if they don't, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, this is a bit jarring, but whatever. And then we can have a bit longer casting rays for the case where this ground is just on the same level as the light source, right? Other than that, I haven't done much, just bug fixing and cleanups and stuff like that. These lines are bothering me. I don't know how to see them, but you see these ones. I don't like them, but I don't want to deal with them now, so that's going to be something fixed later. So today we could maybe work on the global light of the sun and tie that to the weather system, or because I need to do a little bit of angles and stuff, I'm not really in the mood. I was thinking maybe I can do something like trying to, so this used to be a right click menu. Whoops, not that. Oh, the game doesn't work, so let me show you. So contextual menu, this was something that you appear here when I right click. So maybe I'll do that because I want to start working on menus. I bought like a billion texture pack for menus from each billion textures packs. So I think I would like to do some UI programming today. Let me see what else is. What does I have here? Color multiplier. Yeah, there's some new support. So you can set a color multiplier on some material, I think. Or is it a... I don't know. What do we have in instance data? Is it in instance data? Picking color, material index, and grout type. Again, I had to pack this. It's not great. We need to clean this up. Transform, light indices, voxel positions, sunlight, texture code. So maybe the sunlight has no reason to be here, but it is now because we don't calculate it from on the GPU. It's actually calculated on CPU and then uploaded for every instance. Texture code, yes, depth bias. This is... Oh, negative network also. I was actually looking at this previously. Oh, another fix is when you were carrying things, you would when you put them down, the dwarfs would put them in the wrong layer, so that got fixed. What else do I have here? Fixed resource manager. Yeah, I have a debouncer for reloading files from disk on change. Yeah, so materials, and then that's it. That is it. So it's today. This is this week's work. And oh god, I am melting actually. I might not stream for that long today because honestly it's so warm in London and people here don't believe in air conditioning, so it's not pleasant. Let me delete some of these random things. Oh, color multiplier. I guess because... Well, no, I could create a material that has a color multiplier now, but... I don't know why the temperature is being difficult. And resource manager, which I don't think this was needed. Okay. So fixing a bit of warnings that we don't need. Mesh data, I don't know why that is like that. I don't think this is needed. Okay. A bit of warnings fixed, you know, generated. I'll need this later. Systems. Okay. So let's remove these warnings. Push to main, we don't care. And now let's read some documentation. My favorite activity, EGUI-RS. Let's open Chrome. Right. Okay. I actually have Firefox, but because my streams and all, there's a bunch of chats open in there, I'm not gonna deal with it. Okay, so I think I want the panels. Are they called panels? Let me see. I want when I right click to see a box with menus, right? Panels, pop up, pop up. Yeah, this is the thing. Open, pop up, yeah. Have an icon. Always close on click outside. Alright, so let's go here and see how these panels work. So there's buttons, and then I feel like I asked frame canvas UI style. EGUI RS. These pop-ups. The bottom, I guess this is the bit with the top button and stuff. Yeah, here. What is this frame canvas? Frame canvas and dark canvas. Also, what is this color, man? Okay. Okay. I don't know how to change them. Okay. Frame canvas. Canvas to draw an environment very bright and very dark. Okay. Is this the canvas? And then it has what? Recent button. This guy. Oh, so this is not... Okay, right click and hover me. Wait, at the dash, right click. Okay, so this guy is the response. Frame group. Show something, and this is the response. So the pop-up new takes a response as a parameter. Context menu. So it comes from pop-up, context menu over response. Okay. Okay, let's do that. me also check. I think I opened even a ticket because I didn't quite understand this some while back. Let me see if I find it. Right, so here's the issue. Okay, how do I create it? Pop up new. You can attach it to the whole area's response of even the whole central panel. Center panel show. Okay. Central panel defaults dot show dot response dot context menu. Okay. I would really like to understand this a bit better. Let's start here from, yeah. I don't believe this is the way. I guess everything will be in that central panel. Let me see. Central panel default show. This is how we should add a menu. UI, come on, forgot how to type. Button. Okay, what don't you like? No, this is exactly what I meant to do. And then nothing else. Expected unit type. Here's the thing with this, like, I'm not super convinced this is correct, but let's see. New game, boom. Right, so if I right click, I get just a black screen. Okay, what should I do with this information? Well, first of all, let's remove this. And we can check the documentation here. The panel covers the remainder of the screen. Whatever area is left after adding the other panels. Central panel, blah blah blah. Show inside, show dynamic. And has a frame inside. What's a frame? How is this? I just want a frame to be transparent, so let's ask AI. Here. No, here, panel. And frame. Okay, let's see if there's some options that this guy can figure out. Frame. Okay. Is this correct? Okay, cool. Ooh, nice. That has worked, actually. Oh, my man. Here's a ban. Okay, so we have our menus. They do have this tiny gap, which I don't like, but this is cool. So maybe I can put them in, all of them in the central panel, like show UI can be inside of it. So all of this stuff can be inside of this function, because somehow my commands don't work anymore, but that's okay. I like it. Another thing is my font, I believe, doesn't have certain things. Certain arrows. Sorry about that. But I like it so far. So how should I... These are just sitting around without a parent. So I guess I could feel it here, right? Okay. Behold what I'm gonna do. Okay, commands. Get in here. Boom. I think this would work. Bit concerning, that random thing. Dot response dot context menu. Yeah, let's see. Oh man, if this happens to work, I would be very happy. This is cool. I mean, this gap here in between the menu items, it's a bit annoying. And also these menus are, they're inside each other, so if I add a new one, and this would be contents, let's say just a this. Okay. Trying to understand how context menus work. Okay, let's not exaggerate. Easy peasy. Because here, look, I mean, they're kind of separated here too. I guess that's all right. They're a bit too separated here. So this gap can be fixed later on. And then there's this question marks, which I believe someone was saying. They can be... You can change it with the icon method. On what? Submenu button. Okay. So I guess it's here. I wonder what font I'm using for IGUI. Oh, is this Roboto guy? All right. I guess this is the problem. Right, okay. What? Oh, submenu button and menu button. So submenu button returns submenu new. I guess I need to make this from scratch. Anyway, let's not, because I'll change the font, so we'll deal with that later. How do I do this? Let me launch the game. And now we can look a little bit at our contextual menu, which I guess it's here. Yeah, this contextual menu. Boom. For item in contextual menu, well, now here we are for build item. I guess this is not what I want, is it? I guess it's for item. So this would be creating, instead of a header, I need to comment this out. So I just see it for reference. Oh, and we don't know what this is. Great. Where is this coming from? It's from UI state. I think it's this. Right. And then they have a build item. Okay. So this would be a menu item according to our previous code that I lost. Smart. Oh, it's here actually. Okay. Contextual menu. Okay, so we need a menu button. Title will be item dot name. Okay, and contents. UI. For build item and item now we will need layout. If UI button, this will be buttons, so it will be UI.button. If UI.button build item dot name, I guess. I don't know why the clone is needed there. Clicked. Okay. We'll do this. We don't have these yet, but we will get them. Let mouse. And I believe this is in pending build command. This is a new one, which I need to see how it gets. What? Isn't this weird? Whoops. Okay, where is this coming from? UI state pending build command. No problem. And this will create a build item, and this will create a menu button, and I think this is it. Did we just get away with the simplest solution? No. Oh, this needs to be closed. So I think once after we create the build command, we can even UI close menu. And we shouldn't let right click. Let's see, work outside. Yeah, this is not great, but maybe. This is pretty cool actually. We just need these question marks to become nicer arrow. This is cool. I don't need this contextual menu anymore. So let's delete it. So this window here is fully unnecessary. Nice. All right, I think we can, you know what? I'm in a mood to try more UI stuff. So let's maybe do a bit more because this worked so smoothly. Yeah, blacksmith, areas, farm, boom, it works. It's a bit weird, I can right click here, but I think I like it. Campfire here, you know what, and build me a carved pumpkin here. I think these need to be with a green. Built on tint, so they can be, I can color multiply them maybe. But yeah, this is nice, the fireworks. Oh, look at this guy, see? So he carries a pumpkin, and the pumpkin is actually a little bit bad because it's behind the beard, but it is emitting light. And it's because this has a light emitter on it with a color. Let's see. Whoa, we can even change the color. Obviously, since it's a pumpkin. Something like this. And I think this material should be the one that also I think this gets lit up from the light itself, because the renderable probably has, let me check, material index 0, which as far as I remember is nothing. Yeah, it's simple ground, so this is just nothing. No emissive color. But if I could change this to 1. Anyway, this is nice. So let's see how we could create a custom UI element. Okay, so we brought back contextual build menu with the help of AI, which is nice. Let me see what this is. Oh, this right clicky business, we don't need it because apparently it just works. I think these are not needed. Cool. Oh, this makes me so happy. Cool, works. Bring back. And that question mark could be changed. Someone said here, You can change it with the icon method, but I'm not sure there's a way to do that while using the high level function. It seems to be hard coded to this character. The font I'm using doesn't have that character. Okay. I'll find the font that has it, or I can add it, it's fine. Right, so let me go on each and do a download of all our assets. Okay. My library. Icons. Let me show you what I have. So I bought 1 billion icons. Right? Man, I hate this bar. UI pack. UI asset pack. I think we can start from maybe here. Okay, LLDB. Wait, where is this downloaded? In downloads. Oh, it's because it's not a folder? Yeah. Let's copy this guy into my game. Game. Can I pin it here? Yeah. UI. And this was a total scam. I don't see any background. It's just like broccolis, and it's just it's just the icons. Just food. Nice. Okay. Complete asset list. Foods, mouse pointer, dialog box. Where is the dialog box? What? Oh. Okay. These are the dialog boxes. I think this is fine, but okay, fair enough. It was there. Pixel food, right? There's like these icons. I feel a little bit like I've been scammed because these are so low res, but okay. You know, like, okay. QH. I mean, this is a completely different size. Well, let me pick 200%. Okay, maybe it'll look good. And this viewer just it's not great at viewing. Okay. All right, so let me see how I can customize, how I can have my own UI button. Custom widget. Whoa. Quite custom. You can change color, spacing, and sizes. Check out the settings in the web demo. Where's the settings? Oh, flashbang. Okay. Bezier curve. Good for you. Dancing strips. This would be probably good to check out. Frame. Oh, this would be the frame. So I guess I can use directly the EGUI frame and then fill in things there. Good. Need the source code. I don't think we need a custom. Code example, widget gallery, custom widget. Google UI. Okay. So let me see how does this work. Attach some metadata which can be used by screen readers. This is good. Simple animation from EGUI. How much on we are? How on? Animate bool responsive. Oh, what's this? Good. Okay. Visuals. Toggle UI. Here's the same code again, a bit more compact. I don't need that. Painter rectangle. So it uses the painter. And then toggle returns the input widget. visuals. Background fill, background stock kind. So I guess UI Painter is our main thing we work with. And there's this animation here. Cool. And then there's also the frame that has a sort of a label. This is the one we need. Frame, go, boop. And the frame has this margins, radius, shadow, fill, and stroke. Okay. Okay, I think one more thing we need is a texture. How do I, render a texture? Screenshot. Okay, let me see the source code. Screenshot. Image. There's a load texture. Okay. If self-image has a texture, shrink to fit. Okay, maybe we can start from this actually, because I don't quite fully understand it. And we can create some building blocks for our UI. Okay, so here in this window, let's just do some test bed. Okay. New. Image new. What's an image source? URL or a file? size, texture, byte. Okay. From texture ID, size texture. Maybe from file. Image source. URI. And I guess it wants file like this. Found expected call into. You should put the widget in a UI with a UI.add widget. Okay. I do wonder if this loads a billion times this thing. But you know, one way to find out. Question mark. No image loaders installers. If you're trying to load some image for the first time, follow the steps guided in what? Load index docs.rs load index HTML. Okay. Sure, my dude, but where's my docs rs agui? I think it's load. Image loaded. If you want to display some images, GUI extras will help you quickly. It's a dependency with the all loaders features. Install image loaders. I don't know about that. Can do bytes maybe. Yeah, so I'm actually reading this documentation. Bytes loader, image loader, texture loader. I just don't know exactly, because I use this backend. So we have a texture here. Update texture. Image delta, device, yep, texture ID. Data. I do not want. Hey, Mad Can Studio, how are you? I don't want to. So, what I'm trying to do now is not add a huge dependency just to load textures. I already have image RS to do that stuff for me. The image crate. So follow the steps. If you're trying to some images for the first time, okay, no image loaders installed. Wait, how do I install an image loader? Wait, maybe all of this is silly. No. Yes, I am. So I bought this asset pack. Sorry, where's my asset pack? It's here. Anyway, I bought an asset pack for UI. But right now I'm rendering with eGUI. So you see, this looks like total debug UI, maybe some editor, but you can't have it in the game. So right now I'm kind of trying to learn what eGUI has to offer as customizability, and I think it has everything I need. I just want to load a texture and show it because I will need it for the backgrounds. Okay, and once I have that, I think I'm good, because these shapes are fine. The colors I can tune. I looked a little bit how to create a custom button. so that seems fine. By the way, this is my game. This question mark, ignore it, because my font, it's supposed to be a greater than arrow thingy. My game, it's a survival, kind of colony survival game with dwarves. Last days I've added a bunch of light related features. Like for example, if we dig here, you'll see this light falling down. You see, this lights up this area very well. It actually renders with physically based rendering, which you can't tell because it's quite pixelated. But for example, if I put a stockpile here, and now I clean this thing, the thing that PBR gives you, which I really like, is makes it fairly easy to tune things. So this is a bit more metallic. This has it's just easy to tune the materials, so I like that. Anyway, these dwarves get hungry, tired, you name it, they have it. They can bleed to death, they can fight enemies. Right now it's just this kind of terrain chunk where I'm testing things, but obviously the world will be bigger. Okay, what else do we have? We can build things like a carved pumpkin. Put it here, and this will, I don't like it. Now I need to multiply this with something so it's clear you're building something here. But anyway, these guys are gonna go get the pumpkin in the kitchen. He's carving it. You see, that actually has a light attached to it now. It's all built in my own engine from scratch. The way we do lights, basically it's a kind of a hack, but every cell block finds the 4 closest lights. I'll bump it to 8 or something, or even more, and then we loop through them in the pixel shader. I think 8 lights is good enough because you don't really have 8 neighbors plus the sun. Anyway, so that's kind of what we have here. Yeah, it's quite a bit of lines of code. And obviously I have crafting systems here. You can craft all of these things. So for example, craft this guy. Here, what do we have? This is only vitamins. This is for potions. This workshop window, wait, I don't like these trees in my workshop. There's a bug. Now trees grow on top of everything, so that's annoying. Yeah, so you can craft wooden things. I want to get it to the state. So this is spring, by the way, but we can have... Oh, winter, it didn't work. No. Anyway, I could have changed. Anyway, if it used to be that I could change the seasons from here, but for some reason it doesn't work. Probably because I don't reload things. Yeah. So this is my game. You can even cook potions. Don't know what's it waiting for. Maybe I don't have enough bread. So bread will be here, baguettes. Oh, we don't have grain, so grain is from foraging these things. Oops. Oh, but this didn't grow yet. No worker location. I think the wheat itself can't be harvested, so there might be some issues there. Right, anyway, as you can see, IGUI is very not pretty UI. So I want to build some game UI on top of the primitives it offers you. Okay. And oh, there's another crafting station which I'm not sure is here. Oh, tailor. Yeah, here you can make shirts because now some of them are naked. Bandages, cloth, leather pants. We don't really have all of these implemented. Like leather hat. Don't think I have. Yeah, I don't have what I need. But I could build wooden pants. Probably not here. Yeah, wooden pants here. The icon is some of it, half of it programmer art, half of it actual things. Yeah, you can even send feedback. And this actually sends me an email with with a screenshot, I think. No worker location. Okay, so there's some problem with the worker locations. All right, whatever. It depends. Few years. I work in my spare time, so you know, with all these spare time projects, let me see if we can count the lines of code. It's been on and off, because if I'm busy at work, I don't have time. Right, so it's like 20,000 lines of Rust without third-party dependencies. You know. But slowly progressing. So I have a lot of systems in place. I need to kind of make them a bit more cohesive. Right now I've been trying to work a bit on the UI. So let's add this guy. IGUI extras. Hi, Pain on Twitch. Yes, this is a personal project. In the sense that, I mean, it's just a dude working in his spare time. All right. I don't think this is supposed to be like this. Yeah. I believe, actually, the documentation said I need to call a function. In your app setup code, install or loaders. Whoa. On GitHub, no, this is because I want to eventually put it on Steam. So because of that, this is not public. But I'm happy to answer any questions you have around the architecture and stuff. It uses WGPU in the rendering code. new event pump, render context. So do I just call it randomly? How does this work actually? Oh, with the context, right. I need to pass the context, cool. Look at all of these images. Good. Can I just get PNG? I don't need everything. HTTP image. You also opt into the image format, like so image equals blah blah blah. Right. Okay. This is a bit too much. I mean, look at this. Look at this. My build times literally skyrocketed. Right, so I have the image, but then image and then file, I guess. Sorry, I think it's like this. Right, where's my... Where's this guy defined? Render IGUI. Here. Alright, cool. It's not in here for some reason. It's before we start the game loop. Yes. This needs to just be an... Okay, this is a bit more normal build. Gosh, so I was downloading the whole Crates.io before. I don't even think I need the file if I send it bytes. Look at this! The texture has been loaded. We are cooking. So, UI, test this guy. How do we... I guess I want to create a sort of background for my UI. So let me try. Let's just imagine, I guess I need to design it, so that's okay. Details. But I want new this 80 by 48, I don't care. Also, I didn't check if the app leaks. That's not an issue for me now. Export as. Just background test export. Whoa. But I don't want it there. What are you doing? Okay. Right, whatever. Oh, this is so nice. I'm starting to understand how these work. And I guess, well, I suppose we can check if this is. No, it's not allocating, so this is not leaking. So I guess it has a sort of a map with textures and this doesn't get reloaded a billion times. Or we load and unload it a billion times, but new size, image size, new image, new mono. What's new mono? I guess what's in an image? Image source. Yeah, okay, so because it's just a source that gets created, it doesn't actually seem to create anything on my GPU. URL bytes. Huh, pretty cool. Okay. It doesn't matter. This could be handled separately. Oh yeah, so this is filtering. I don't like that. Image, new image options. Could you not be filtered? Okay, great. Thank you, Vim shortcuts. Hover, sense, hover, image options. Texture options. Right here. Okay. So dot. Okay, never mind. Nearest. This should give us the look we're looking for. Sorry, I pressed a bunch of buttons and my zoom is completely wonky. Okay. Yep, all its pixelated glory. Alright, so if I want the text to appear in front of the image, how would I do that? I mean, we're almost there. It's like a UI.add. Let me see. If we add image as background for a widget. Layers or background image. There's a really upset guy here in the forums. Look at this guy. It's probably moved on. Blah 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 blah. Which sucks. It's not possible to manage. Blah blah blah. Modifying the available rect. Okay. Now here's the question I have. Can I have a central panel here? I mean, you know, just copy pasting some code from online. Frame margin, what's this C? Okay, what? So he creates a frame and then he calls show. I don't think I'm bothered by this because I need paint on the background. Wait, how was he doing that? Paint that. Ah. Image. Okay, let me see. The paint as UI mean how do I get my rectangle from this context, I guess. Okay, this was actually almost useful information. No way. Okay, this wasn't what I wanted. Because this is a rectangle already. Available rect? It would be good to know how the layout works here, but you know. Let's see. Let's see what this does. Okay. Fair enough. And these texts are correct, I think. Trying to get a sense of things, but so far so good. So far so good. This is actually way simpler than I thought my life would be. Okay, makes sense. I don't get it fully what's happening here, but there's a gap here. So that's not fantastic. But the UI windows could be fixed size and then I can paint on them knowing their size. Also, I put a sleep here. So my PC is basically fairly old, really old. So every time I start my game, my audio buzzes. So every time the GPU does any sort of work, I get buzzing in my headphones. It's just so you know what I'm working with here. Okay, now we're running at crappy FPS because I added a sleep. But it doesn't buzz anymore. Good lord. Okay, alright, never mind. So we have this. And now we need to read this other thing. A toggle switch. So it has a toggle UI which needs what? Spacing, interact size. How much space is available? But in this example, we have a fixed size widget based on the height of a standard button, which is what? Widget code 4 steps. Decide the size, allocate the space, handle interactions, paint. Cool. Deciding the size. You query the UI. Fair enough. Allocate exact size. Man, this is gonna be beautiful. Time to check for clicks. Response. Oh, this comes from... Wow. Allocate exact size. Returns us a response that we can check for clicks. Cool. Metadata for screen readers. I'm painting it. Make sure we need to paint. So if it's not visible, of course, we don't do anything. Animate pull responsive with an ID and on. Where is on coming from? Okay, this is a bool. Wow. So this is for nice transitions. We animate the bolt from the response ID that comes here. We have some visuals. So we can draw with a painter, UI.painter, blue. Paint the circle. And I guess because I allocated space here. Okay. What's this frame? Oh, this is the frame. Stroke, corner radius. Yeah, let me see the ego ERS. This is the frame. But I think this isn't as useful for me. Okay. Okay, I think I get it. So what we need is this idea of a custom widget. This was magical as well. And then game away. So maybe here I can have beautiful. Okay, cool. So I guess what we need is a sort of widgets. What is this feedback form list? What is this list? Okay, widgets. Let's do one here. Button, I guess. Or maybe game button. Cool. Man, I'm literally melting, so this stream might not be lasting long because I will not be lasting long. But let's try to do a function here. Do we wanna? No, we don't. So this would be maybe just a UI as a parameter. I think it's this. Yeah. So this will return the same. This is a bit dodgy. I don't understand what this does. Is this a hard-coded method? Style spacing, okay. Control widgets, okay, so this is kind of like some hard-coded value for things. Minimum interactable style. Okay, so this is fine. I guess this is so it's bigger. Okay, I'm just looking at some example code. No, UI.allocate sense. Okay. Right, so I guess here we can add more senses. And we can return the response. If I only knew how to type, okay. Okay, and what do we do with the rectangle? We can have some animations here, or switch the texture or something. Perfect. And then don't forget accessibility. And this would be good actually if we could have a game quite accessible like this. So if I am visible, we could animate it, but I don't want to. What? And then I can do, let's and then we can put some random texture on top. And then I think this is GUI image source. Yeah. And then this would be the rectangle we have. And maybe put a label here. Right, so here we'll have game button, UI, my game button. If this. Just playing around with these concepts, trying to kind of get a sense for things. So the nice thing about it is that it seems to not have state, right? So if I click on it, yep, clicked, works. And then this is the size for some reason, because on the width, it took the minimum interactable size. This is the desired size. Okay. Actually, how big is this guy? 80 times 48, 80, 48, okay. And I want this exact size, and then the texture will be painted on this exact size. Wow, this is actually so simple. And maybe here we change the text somehow. This is wonderful. This is just that box. Obviously, I need now the graphics. But this is how I could have them inside of panels and things like that. Which is great. And even these guys, I can add them inside. These panels can be transparent as well. I love this. It's a good start. Good start. I like this stuff. Toggle UI compact. I don't need these. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Where's my label? Where is my label? You know? Supposed to say my game button. It says it underneath. I guess. Yes, I need a frame. Oh, it's because this allocated this size. Allocate. Is there a way to not? Minimum size. I guess allocating actually made room and pushed things down. But I want a label there, right? So layout, just put my widget here. Allocate rect. Ah, advanced colors. Do you think this would work? And then I can do UI advanced cluster after rect. We're playing around with this, you know, we don't know what's happening. Okay. What did we do here? Doesn't give us a response because my rectangle needs to be okay. And then this rectangle just doesn't exist anymore. Well, maybe I want to have it like this. Post, okay. Come on, we can do this. Let's see what other methods we have. IDs, may persistent ID, next auto ID with blah blah blah. Interaction. Allocate in space. Where do I put my widgets? Allocate space for a widget. Okay. Almost season spring. On top of this is my I think. Okay, I think the following. So this paint add. These aren't needed actually. Don't know what this wants. Let's say let's say this returns a response. Sorry, my So I think the idea here is we only allocate directs and stuff. Yeah, my game button is correctly placed now. And then I can maybe put stuff like something like that. Okay. There is probably a way to set the label new colored label. Sorry. Colored label. Which one's the color is first? I'm kind of figuring things out. So this is fairly good. Wait, let's put it red. I'm trying to understand, and I think I'm getting to an understanding of how IGUI is organizing things. I'm also understanding a little bit the difference between background and not background. So if I click on this button, I get a clicked message, and it is looking good. Because I want to have stuff from IGUI, like text rendering. I don't want to render my own text. I want to basically have some backgrounds and control the animations a little bit. So for example, this guy here is a background. So here I would actually want to have a sort of padding. Maybe I can already, so after this guy, it doesn't matter actually, because this will paint at direct. So here I can do from position. Nah. And maybe max. Something like this. I wanna really understand how I can have a background image, which seems to be with this paint at. And then it seems to me that UI advanced cursor will move my things around. So this is 10 down, 20 down, and maybe 5 on the X. And we should see this red text painted a bit below and not all the way at the top. So we're kind of using a sort of maybe frame would be here. Yeah, look, my game button went down. It doesn't matter on the X side somehow. This is interesting. I guess it's because it is a column. So I assume now it would be a good time to learn about frames. Because this will be annoying to deal with, whereas frames have padding, and I can't quite get the padding here. So you see, I'm learning a bit. So this is not the right way. And let's see how we would do a frame. Right here. Where's my frame that we said is not useful? You see, this frame has the content inside. Ooh. Okay, frame, source code. So I guess I can put all of the elements inside of a frame after I've painted the background. This seems to be the legit way. Frame. Right, let's just, copy this guy. And see what we have here. Let frame equals this guy. And then how is the frame used? Frame.show. Man. Wrap mode extend. I don't know what this is. But we'll play around with it and see what happens. Whoops. It's not a self thing. I don't need this thing. I don't know what this does. And this returns. Okay. I mean, trying also to understand how responses happen. Once we have an understanding of our building blocks, then it's just gonna be thinking about the layout a little bit of my UI, and that's it. Right, so my game button is here. What happened? Why is it not? I guess, do I need another frame? So far so good, actually. Maybe. Okay. this is it. What are my children? What's happening here, right? So this is some margins. I don't know what they mean actually. So let me dial back some options. So 20, this is on outer margin, okay. 0 inner margin. It's between the content and the frame edges. And corner radius, okay. I get it. Where's my thing? So do I... Right, so I guess this doesn't sense click. Frame. This doesn't sense things. Interesting. And this returns... Oh, OBS. Okay, I hope I'm reconnected. OBS, you know. Right, so this seems alright. Thing is, I believe the size here is a little bit... I don't think I need this anymore. Because the frame should handle these things. And then... What is a frame? Outer rect. Okay. Outer rect. Okay. What don't you like about this? Okay, so I guess I do have... Oh, maybe this should be here. You know, it's kind of like figuring out what sizes move what. And this frame should actually... Right. And the button is inside, and there's some margins. And then it's not fully aligned as I wished. So let me see if this does anything. Because once I get the frame to include a background image, some text inside, and then an outer thingy, I can just make it transparent. Okay. So I guess that didn't do anything. Maybe I need to put it here. Calculate the outer rect from the content rect. But I don't know what the content rect is. I guess it's behind. Is it? Let's not paint this guy. Where's my frame? Should have these. There's a bunch of margins here that are obviously okay. Cool. So this would be the button, but I don't want only that. Frame show and put a button inside, and then advance this rectangle after you put the button. I don't think that did anything. I think advancing that cursor messes up things. Yeah, so here advancing the cursor isn't a smart idea. Outer margin, I don't need this. Corner radius, okay, and this rect is never used. I think this should be correct actually. So this calculates things and gives me back a rectangle. And then I think I need to do this. Although the frame would advance it, why should I do that? Oops, new rect, sorry. Also, okay, there's a shadow we don't need. There's a fill and there's a stroke. Unexpected token. What? Oh, it's because of the error. Okay, this looks a little better. It messes up these things. Right, this is good. This is good, but it didn't grow enough. So this rectangle Maybe no content rect. So this is the thing, the rectangle that is available to the inner UI or widget. Content rect. So how do I specify it? These contents are not fantastic. Hey, thanks, Irishon. Direct, pairs, frame, and paint, allocate space. We're just figuring out how these things work because I need to reserve a certain size, and then I want my UI to be inside of that frame. Right? Oh, here. Except it didn't kind of. What happened here? It moved things in that direction outside of my window instead of pushing them to the right. And then I can. This border is included here, I think. Inner margin, and there's a corner radius here. So inner margin is this. And then if I just content, it just calculates things. I don't need that. I mean, this does nothing actually. This doesn't change self. So this is a useless call. I need to modify it somehow. Self outer rect, content UI, and you know, I don't quite get it, to be perfectly honest. So this did nothing, which is fair enough. And then this thing that made it too big. Yeah. This will allocate sizes. It's as if I want this guy to have a sort of a size on it. You know, and I don't know if that is possible, a frame around some content. So fill rect, contents, inner margin, content size, outer margin. We put this to 0. Add min content size. What? This would have been perfect. Okay, so how about we don't do this and we think a bit about I don't know how to make right, so this will not grow to encompass this guy. So how do I make the frame as big as this guy? Maybe it's not with frame. Window size, fix pose. Resizable true. Really? I mean, I can work with this. I don't like it, but I wish that frame included the image. But I can use it to position things like this. So I can basically do this, and then it's gonna be... Now, can I add more things? Sorry. And I can use the frame to kind of offset my inner things. Like this. I don't like this guy. Is this guy the problem? I think I don't need this, but I need this. So let's see if I make it look good, and then I have a bit of an idea. Still moved things. And if I don't do this, I'm trying to get a sense of what does this do. Oh wait, I might be completely silly. How is this frame inside of a bigger content? Do I need 2 frames? Because this is another thing here that then has a thing inside. So how did that happen? So there's a frame. We want to paint the background around the outer. Text wrap mode extend. Set max width. UI min size X. Is it this guy? Oh my god, if this was the guy that I deleted, I'd be disappointed. Wait, I still don't understand how this works. So there's totally... How is this content? Shadow. Outer margin. Inner margin. Right, okay, I see what's happening here. But I don't understand it. Okay, so basically, okay, this does nothing. It's stupid. But allocate rect, this should work actually. The problem is this rectangle should be... These already allocated some rectangles. So I maybe have UI min rect min size. Okay, can I have a set min rect set min size? Okay, set min size and then set max size with the same, so it'd be a rect. Because this is the thing, these will grow the UI, so then I can't grow again with the thing that's supposed to encompass these things, right? So maybe with the min size, right? And the, and then max, okay. So now it should be fixed. What is happening here with the sizes actually? So let's measure this thing. 94 times 157. 94, 160. So this is this size. So this is correct. And then can someone explain to me what is this size then? Why is this 190? Sorry, what? 212133. I don't understand which one's the size actually, so. Okay, so it's this guy. One. Okay, so from here to here is 191, 125. Where's this from? Where is this from? Inner margin is actually 12, which I assume if I measure from here to here, yeah, and then yeah, so this is the margin, and then here 12. This is good. It's just the total size is wrong. Okay, so we're almost there. I don't understand why this guy is so wide now. At least it's not growing in wonky directions. And also this, how is this outside? Normally I would want it to be inside. Is that in absolute? Corner radius. There's the shadow here, but I don't see, well, I don't see it because of course it's blur spread color from black alpha. Let's be reasonable. So this rectangle, then we have set min size, set max size. How is this? Okay, that's the weird shadow thingy. Okay. We don't need a shadow though, so forget about it. What's happening here now? Well, I know, wait, I know. One thing is inner margin. Okay. And I guess here we paint at X and then 160, 94. What was this? 96. Want to see the numbers. Okay. Paint that is in what coordinates? Correct. Load image for size. It's up to the color to make sure there is room for this. All coordinates are screen coordinates. What? I think I got somewhere weird. Paint texture at field shape. I feel it's not in is global chord or what? In the given rectangle, we don't even know, but it will be easy because I can just do this above this, and I will see if this paint at this is in 0, 0. I think it's not though. I don't think it's global because that's gonna be ugly. There you go, it's ugly. Bro, I think then rectangle, I'll get my how do I get where this UI is? Select visible. Min rect. Not that this matters, but I think this will be correct. All right, not bad. It's somehow weird because I guess this thing I'm gonna check the sizes here. Slowly they won't be globals, right? So and then the buttons come on top. God, this job is boring. I have to do it. 160.96. So the size is correct, but it's because it has a width of 12. Right. And okay. So I want this thing to be here with 0 padding. Which is doable, I suppose. Some strokes, some random things. And I think this size is after the paddings. It is after the paddings. Okay, and then this only means okay, I get it. I get it. Whoops, it does show. So this is the inner frame that will be filled and offsetted. Right. This is good. This is very good. I'm starting to get a hang of this. And then one of these buttons. So now I will have... Oh, this works nice. So this perfectly fits it now. It also perfectly inserts my UI element. Okay. And then I have an inner frame that offsets it in the content inside, because I can't offset this guy because it ruins all of these calculations. Cool. I think here I can just do like a sort of what is it? Advanced, at least, advanced, add sized, add space. What's space? Flow. Oh. Right, so this offsets it a bit. This is the inner margin. Cool. So this should push it a bit downwards. So like how much do I need to push it actually? I wanna get here. Oh, I don't know the units actually. It doesn't matter. It's correct now. Whoa, this was intense. But here we are. We have text, we have background, we have the ability to inline it with other UI elements. So I think we're good. By the way, this not a fan of, but other than that, I think this is really nice. This is really nice. And now we don't need all of these things. We don't need this. We need that. We need this. This is 0. We don't need it. This is fine. And I think now inner margin. What's this unit? Padding. Okay, whatever. We don't need that. So this is just the outer frame. Outer frame, and then it's a fixed size because this is my size, which is the size of this guy. Perfect. Right, and this is with and then I can actually leave it here like that. For debugging purposes, right? And then I can check extra yeah, this is it. This is cool. It didn't quite exactly return my response. I don't know how I can. Okay, whatever. So we can figure the senses bit later. Let me see, sensing GUI and containers. What sort of interaction is a widget sensitive to? And what? Background area with a drag sense. How do I add the sense? Area. So I can add an area. Okay. Okay. And fix both. Okay, so I can actually maybe do it like that. Sense. Click. So this will interact with clicks. Dot show. And then the UI here. Show returns. The response. Then I can shove all of these guys here. I don't need this thing. I don't need this thing. Now to order, I don't know what the order is, but let's see. Let's see. We do get the clicks, but it's somehow over things. So this is somehow hovering. Okay. I think this is it. So we make room. I don't like this thing that is just an area. Maybe there's a better way to create it. Yeah, I don't super like it so far. Okay, undo this stuff because it messes with my design. Maybe we have UI.area. Maybe I can put it here. Well, I get like the area of a frame. Ego iframe semantics. Immediate mode, you're understanding pretty good. Okay. The direct is different than the one written by allocate response. Allocate space and allocate response. Okay. I was allocating one rectangle to draw in and a different one to harvest flicks from. Okay. Right. I guess. Sure. And this is okay. And what is returned by response direct? Okay. Show. I guess we wanna return this response. What is show returning, right? I don't know. None of these is clickable. Okay, so we need to figure out how. I guess I could put an area on top of this thing for harvesting clicks. Okay, anyway, this is it for me. I will just commit this thing. Should I add all of my assets? Not sure. Let's not for now, but starting work on custom game UI. There is one here that's gonna be missing and not doing anything, but should be fine. Alright guys, thank you for joining me. I need to go chill a bit, but yeah.